Hello and welcome to Viva Las Vegas 2.0. And I am telling you, we got a video for you today. This happened this morning, in front of Judge Middleton, a domestic violence sentencing. And I got to tell you, I have many nieces, and I love them dearly. But this guy is, you know what? Let's just watch. Let's watch here and try not to throw up. So, hello, everyone. And the defendant's not there, but like I said, this is, oh dear. So, how's everyone doing? Is everyone still sad about the
back.
Italian
We did
women's
end up taking
beach volleyball team getting eliminated?
Misdemeanor pleas after pre-trial.
If you are, I understand.
We didn't go on the live stream. We do have a sentence set for 10:30 on a domestic violence case. Another one set for 11 on a drinking driving case. Then we have a judiciary committee meeting with the county commissioners at noon. And a probation violation hearing this afternoon. So I'll let this run for a minute. I haven't seen anyone.
All right, we need a defendant here.
From the defense. I don't know the prosecution will be here. Not even sure who's here today.
I doubt it. I doubt that I'm the only one who's sad about the Italian women's beach volleyball team being eliminated. That was Sunday. We're still mourning the loss. They work so hard to be an Olympic athlete. It's hard work, lots of dedication, lots of sacrifice, and just to lose and just go home. No, come on, we're all sad. We're all sad.
Well, good morning.
I know, but 4 years just isn't.
Weather here is
cool
and sunny
long enough.
And windy.
2028.
Very, very hot and humid.
Who knows?
It sounds like people are gathering outside. Here's Mr. Gibson and his client. Very good.
That's true.
All right. Well.
All right. Here's our defendant.
Around the lake.
Hello, Dwight from Indianapolis.
I think we're it. Okay. All right. I'm going to get started.
Fancy. How's everything?
Well wishes.
Oh, Leslie, I'm sure he is happy. We're all happy for Debbie Davis. If anyone doesn't know, Debbie Davis won her primary to be the prosecutor there in St. Joseph County or wherever that is.
Yeah, that's
somewhere in Michigan.
Basically making sure that you knew that you had to be here, and so.
Well, everybody's here. We're right on time. I do appreciate that. This matter has been sent for sentencing today. It's People versus Gerald E. Barck. File number is 241141 SM. Charges domestic.
Welcome back, Alyssa.
Mr. Barck.
Alyssa, how devastated are you about the Italian women's beach volleyball team being eliminated from
hoping to get some
Olympics?
More input.
Just
I did get
say it in
the
the chat.
police report and the other investigation report. I looked at some old files. I'd hope to get some input from Carla Barck, who's Mr. Barck's niece, and from the prosecutor, but don't think we're going to have any prosecutor input. And I haven't heard anything from Ms. Barck.
Even everyone's mourning the loss of the Italian women's beach volleyball team in the Olympics.
Click into it.
We've shed a few tears.
In a timely manner with this
so why don't you tell us in the chat
Paul Gibson.
How devastated you
Mr.
are.
Gibson, what would you like me to know?
The defendant is retired on Social Security,
As
but he
we
does
all are.
work part-time
Oh,
at
sorry.
the golf course. And it
All right.
sounds like that's his intentions going forward, is that he will have a part-time job in conjunction with his Social Security income. The defendant is
Welcome, Laura Jane.
remorseful about this situation. He, he going forward, he's not quite sure. If the no contact provision
We
is
need
lifted, he's not
music.
quite sure what the
Cinematic
relationship
score.
between he and his niece would be. It sounds like that, they did.
Okay. That's just my first red flag. He's not sure what the relationship between he and his niece will be. I gotta say, I don't like the sound of that. Just to start. Okay. I just don't like the sound of that. It's his niece. Anyway. I'll tell you what your relationship would be with your niece. You should love your niece and stay and be happy for her as she lives her life and grows into a beautiful young lady. That's what I do.
Reside
So I'm not
together
asking him to do
for quite
anything
some
I
time,
wouldn't
and so
do.
he does say that is something that he possibly would be open to in the future. So I believe that the defendant has the ability to get past this, and I don't believe that he is a dangerous
Laura
person
Jane, this is
or
a
danger
misdemeanor
to
domestic
society.
violence against
And so
his
I'm
niece.
asking for the court to sentence him accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Barnick, what would you like me to know?
Oh boy.
My niece and I have been living together. Now it's been almost 20 years, believe it or not. And there's been some rough time through.
Living together 20 years with his niece. Yeah, you heard that right. 20 years with his niece, living together. As roommates, I'm sure. Let's hope.
There, as far as that goes, she's in a rough spot. She doesn't have a car. She doesn't have a driver's license. She no job, no income, basically nothing. So
Never, Kel Marie.
I'm trying
Never.
through the years. Matter of fact, I had a conversation with her the other day, and she's out at least trying to find another job now. She's got some back problems, on medication and so forth. So Mr. Gibson asked me about what the future might look with us in it, together, possibility, whatever, to continue living together.
Don't know.
My comment to him was, already being together for 20 years, that's a lot to throw away, even though there was some tough times there.
Yeah. He said, see, okay, I was with him, they lived together 20 years because, as roommates and helping out his niece. I didn't like being together. That you just heard that. He just said being together 20 years is a lot to throw away. And I don't know what that means. And I don't want to know what that means. So yeah, you heard him right. Being together 20 years with his niece.
But there was a lot of good times also.
I thought it was even more than that. Back in 2012, when you ran over with your car, you'd been together about 12 years then. So that would be more like 25 years. 25
I ran over
years.
with the car in 2012.
Who's staying at the North Main address?
She is right now.
Thank you, Leslie, for starting off
Where are
our
you
song
staying?
dedications.
Well, I'm kind of in between there. The best with my other niece and her husband.
Keep us together.
I don't know if you know Nancy and Jim Palmer.
Let's watch, Katie.
Palmer?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
She
I
used to
know
be
that.
Nancy Evans.
Yeah, I know her real well.
Okay. That's with them when because they've got their grandkids and stuff, and that's a household in
Laura
itself
Jane,
over there. So it's kind of back and forth, I guess you might
fun
want to say.
lovers
You're not
games.
supposed to have any contact with her at all. So it sounds like there is contact. And I've said this to you, this feels like deja vu all over again. You can't live with her and you can't live without her. And I've said the same thing to her. She's been charged at least 3 times with domestic violence. At least 2 of them were on you.
Yes. Yes, he did say can't live with her. Oh, that's a Muppet song. Right? Yes. There you go. There's another song dedication for you. So yeah, he ran over her with the car. She's had 2 domestic violence where she's been charged against him. And the judge just doesn't know what to do. We got this toxic uncle-niece relationship.
You've been charged with assaulting her. One was a felony, got bound over to circuit court and got remanded. It started with Judge Welty and it came to me. There's an unstated factor in here, which is alcohol.
So also tell me in the chat,
Every one of the, you
along with
guys
your song
drink too
dedication,
much.
who's your favorite uncle?
Just flat.
Let's just hear it.
out.
I want to hear who's your favorite
You
uncle.
drink and you fight. And this whole weird
Thank
dynamic.
you, Dwight. I'm
with your
almost
niece,
there. I am
Although I
this
realize she was
close. This
adopted,
close. You'll be able to
but
do
it's still a strange
memberships.
dynamic. And
Strange dynamic.
I read this and it was like I was reading the same report that I read in 2012. But there are some troubling things in here. And I sent you to anger management back in 2012, which you successfully completed.
Okay. I'm going to nominate that. I don't know if there's an understatement of the year. There are some troubling things here. Yes. Anyway.
I would be willing to take that again if that's.
Well, that's not an option. Perhaps there may be some other option.
Maybe anger
really
management, maybe
hope
like
to hear from her.
incest awareness.
Now, you worked at,
Larry, what's your favorite uncle?
you've been around long enough. You worked
Well,
at Continental
obviously
Can.
not in a
Oh,
creepy
yeah.
way.
Do you
that
have a
was right out of
Continental
high
Can
school, yeah.
pension?
Pardon?
Do you have a Continental Can pension?
No.
Do you have American Axle pension?
No, I was there for about
Sam?
6 or 7 years at
So you
Axel.
weren't long enough to get a pension
Yeah.
there. And you worked at Comcast or
Yeah.
somewhere?
I was there for almost 10 years. That was after I left Continental Can before.
So you don't have any other pension other than,
No.
oh, that's
No.
too bad.
Well, I'm sorry you couldn't have a
I'm in
close
the process
relationship
right now of
like
finding something more
these two.
than the hours that I'm getting paid for at the golf course also, as far as that
Which
goes.
golf course?
It's pretty tough,
Which golf course?
finding.
Okay. This is all sketchy. And it's like reading the same report
This
over
is all
again
sketchy.
that I've read several times before. But you're fighting out in the yard on North Main Street. And someone you know, I won't say his last name, Norm, drives by and sees this. Doesn't even know what the heck is going
Norm,
on.
some fighting out in the street.
And he
Oh,
called and
dear.
said, there's a man beating a female outside in the yard next to Lutter's Cleaners. So they get there. Well, he says, there was a lady laying in the yard under a lawn chair. And he said, didn't know
There
if she
we
was
go.
like sunbathing or what happened. So he turned around.
Norm.
She had a bloody nose when the police got there. And she had been drinking.
Yeah, that's what they need. They need to add alcohol to the mix
Your Honor,
here.
the lawn chair was what I did. She had previously thrown food at me, throwing a couple drinks at me while I was sitting outside. And what I did to deal with the lawn chair, that's what I did. I took the lawn chair when she was setting it, and I turned it over and put her down on the ground. That's what I did. And
All right, he advised, this is Norm, he advised witness Barnett punching and kicking the female while she was on. I'm not asking for your opinion, I'm just telling
Okay.
you what the police report
He's reading
says.
the report.
Someone
there.
that you and I both know. He witnessed Barnett punching and kicking the female while she was on the ground. He advised the female was trying to get up off the ground and Barnett punched her again. Barnett had some sort of tile or something in his hand. It should be noted I was unable to locate any sort of tile and his hands are in the area.
Any what in his hand?
This is like just business as usual, drinking and fighting. Well, this is right out on Main Street where people driving by see it and call the police.
Oh yeah, Leslie, we've all been
She
there.
was given a domestic abuse pamphlet.
We've all been there.
She seemed undecided as whether she
Fighting
wanted to
out in the front
contact
yard with
domestic
Norm
abuse. Back in 2012, the police report says I gave her a domestic abuse pamphlet. After you got a fight and you knocked her to the ground, then you ran over with your car and broke her ankle and ended up pleading on a reckless driving. I did send you to the anger management class with
No, Katie,
Matt Pellerito.
none of this is normal.
uh,
Yes, if anyone else has the
which you
same question,
successfully completed.
it's Katie. This is not a
It
normal.
started out as
Tuesday.
a felony, assault with intent to do great bodily harm, assault with a dangerous weapon. It was bound over to circuit court, and then it got remanded the way cases used to in the old days when Mr. Dunham was the prosecutor at that time and reduced to a misdemeanor. And there were several times where she was charged with assaulting you. 25 years of that.
25 years of that. Yeah, but you got to pay for it, Quint. You got to pay for that class. So who wants to do that?
The bond conditions are you're not to use any alcohol.
Oops.
You're not to have any contact whatsoever with Carla Barck.
Oops.
Now, at least the conviction. So I get the impression you're actually staying there sometimes and at least talking to her. No weapons, no assaultive behavior. Pretrial supervision from community corrections. Do you have any other pretrial supervision? I don't know what happened there.
So I don't know why the judge doesn't
So I think he's just been living there.
remand him for violating the release conditions, but
You're right. And this has always been the story. I think years ago she worked at Walmart, but she probably hasn't worked in a long time, 10
Oh,
years.
wow, yeah.
And so you're her source of a house and source of income.
Yeah.
Are you embarrassed about all this?
Somewhat, yes.
are you embarrassed? He's somewhat embarrassed.
Embarrassed just reading it.
So there's
Um,
a feather in his cap.
And I don't have any input from her.
Somewhat
Let me make sure I
embarrassed.
didn't miss something. And I think she didn't even that, which is consistent with the way it was every time. She's like, well, who called the police? And he said, well, don't worry about that. Somebody did. I think actually more than one person called the police.
Yes, I think you've just invented a new category there, Cal Marie. Uncle Daddy.
Now your kids are all grown. I remember when they were playing
Yeah.
sports, they're all grown up and you got grandkids and your grandkids are probably playing sports. They're probably grown
Yeah,
up.
let's say I think they could use a little bit more embarrassment than somewhat.
Now, there's a condition of no alcohol. How have you been doing with that one?
Slowing right down. I took your advice the last time I was in here, the comment that you had made and so forth, and it's just, beer once in a while, that's it.
All right.
Yeah, who believes he's not drinking? Raise your hand. Yeah, the judge just doesn't even know what to say.
I also have to be careful that what I do doesn't make her homeless. You took my bond conditions more as a suggestion than a court order. You've been having contact with her in violation of the bond. You've been drinking in violation of the bond. A beer now and then isn't a beer now and then. But you were supposed to have one beer. So one option would just give you about 93 days in jail. That might give you a real wake-up call.
He's not mad. He's
The neighbor
disappointed.
says you're punching her in the face in the front yard on North Main Street. And she's not particularly cooperative. If I put you in jail for 93 days.
Welcome, Callie.
She's gonna be homeless.
Hey everyone, Callie bought
Lose your residence.
a cat dispensing tissue.
But you
dispenser
aren't taking
thing.
this very seriously. And this is 25 years of this. Reading your old report, her
Quarter
old
century.
report,
But I do admire the consistency. I will say that. That's,
reading the
says
same
something.
report.
yeah, I think we all are.
And I don't know that 93 days in jail would solve anything. But it might get your attention because I don't have it very well. You're not
93
taking my
days.
bond conditions seriously. And somehow this is all not your fault. She threw some beers on you. You punched her and gave her a bloody nose.
Your friend loved
And according to the witness,
the
kicked
cat
her
dispensing tissue
while
bombs.
she was on the ground.
And they're still your friend.
So that's
That's saying something, honestly, that they're still your friend.
we're gonna try not anger management. We're gonna try the domestic assault class. Alcohol testing and drug testing. You're not gonna drink at all. You're not gonna have a beer once in a while or slow down. You're gonna have no alcohol. You got a long time of alcohol abuse, which results in mutual fighting. I don't have jurisdiction over her. I'd order a no alcohol condition for her as well. Put you on probation for 12 months. No
Your face.
assault or threatening behavior,
Nick,
no
just
drugs, and no.
tell us how
alcohol.
sad you
About
are
to lift the no
about the
contact
Italian
provision.
women's beach volleyball team being eliminated.
My fear
That's
is
what we
if
all wanna
something did
know.
happen, she wouldn't report it because she's afraid she wouldn't have anywhere to go. I'm gonna order 7 days jail, credit 1, leaving 6
What grade do you
days to
teach,
serve.
Laura Jane?
You can do that on weekends. This deserves some jail. 93 days not may be the answer, but you need to buy a clue on a clue bus and get on it.
Get a
And
clue on
I
the
wish
clue
I had
bus.
jurisdiction over her because, as you know, she's been struggling with alcohol during your whole relationship.
I'm thinking you will have jurisdiction
The
over
fine
her
is $0.
soon enough.
$75 crime victims rights fee, $50 state minimum fee, $150 attorney fee, $480 probation oversight fee. You to pay for the class. You don't need anger management again. We'll try the whole domestic violence treatment class. And you need no alcohol starting now. And if you test positive for alcohol, you're going to go to jail. And I want no further assaultive or threatening behavior. And, it's easy to say this. You can't live with her and you can't live without her.
Can't
But
live with
you guys are
Can't
caught
live
in
without
this
her.
toxic cycle of
something irresistible
anger and
about her.
assault. It's not healthy for either one of you. But right now, she don't have anybody other than you. Now, you can do this probation.
Sorry, Katie, that's just the risk
in
you take.
12 months.
That's
You can
the risk
also
you
do it in
take.
half of that time, 6 months, which could save you quite a bit of money, at least $240. The fine is $0 because there's this other stuff. 125, I have to order. 150 is the partial cost of your attorney fee. 480 is the probation oversight fee, and you're going to pay for the domestic violence class. He posted a $2,000 10% bond. The court keeps 10% of the 10% bond. So subtract 180, 575. And if you
There you
do
go,
it in
Dwight.
6 months,
So many other people are in denial.
take 240 after
Way to be
that, you
strong
owe
and
335.
Get in touch
plus
with your
the
true
cost of the
feelings.
class. I had hoped to hear from the prosecutor. I had really hoped to hear from Carla. And
I was
she, I don't
seeing
know
the
where
Muppets
she
though.
is. I think
Can't
she's
live with
probably
him.
on
Can't live without him.
your side. The no contact provision is lifted. You can go back to your house.
Would you like me to have her get a hold of you? Far as
Well-
phone goes or not?
Uh-oh.
No.
Fight,
This
fight.
was the time. Probation.
Tell Marie and
department at
Griggsy,
some
you know how to
point
do it
might
in the street
Be in contact
so that
with
Norm
her.
can watch.
But as I said, I don't have
That's how we have the
jurisdiction
fight
over
there.
her, Clint, so I can't order her to do anything. It's gonna be hard for you to be there and not use drugs or alcohol when she's still using.
I'll just have to deal with it.
You will, and you guys are,
I will.
you're connected to each other for better or worse.
Oh dear.
Maybe years ago, things should have taken a different direction, but they didn't. And here we are.
I love the nice awkward silence there from the judge.
All right, I'm gonna ask you to take this case downstairs to the probation department. And I
And now we know that
think
Denise
you're actually eligible.
is adopted.
for
I don't know if you
deferral,
caught that. So
Because the case I sent you for anger management was a reckless driving, not a domestic violence. I put will consider deferral at the end of probation. Mr. Pellerito, who did the anger management class that you took years ago, had good things to say about how you did.
yeah, I think it's time for a refresher,
This is a
Judge.
bigger class. More intensive. All right, go down to probation and they're done, then you're free to go on about your business.
I don't know. I would hope he'd be happy for Debbie. Just me
Mr. Gibson,
personally.
you got our next case, Mr. McClish, and I think
So-
we're ready on that one too, unless you need to talk to him.
There you have it. The next one is not nearly as
Probably just want to touch base.
But he's right there. I will be ready
Cringy.
when you are. All right, Mr. Barnett, good luck.
and I didn't really watch it. I mean, I started watching it, but it was not nearly as juicy as the toxic uncle niece relationship. I don't know if you want to keep watching, but if not, we can just still work through our feelings about the Olympics and
Good morning.
how we
Autumn.
feel.
Have you been magistrate?
Yes, sir.
It didn't look too terrible. We're at 111. I think I let one.
Oh,
out.
yes. And if she would stream, that would be
Anything bad happen?
content gold.
Today,
No,
Content
just all
gold.
week.
I had 8 Monday, I had 4 yesterday, I have 1 today. plus a
All
busy
right,
hearing,
Julia
plus
Marie,
another
we need
thing.
to hear more.
I got a very busy.
Hang on, let's turn this down.
And our friend is down there with Hurricane Debbie. I don't know how that's,
Yeah, Hurricane Debbie. Who's in
I'm off
wait,
Friday.
who was in the path of Hurricane Debbie? Someone said that. Was that you,
You
Leslie?
guys are up.
Are you safe?
he's allegedly coming back.
Speaking of Debbie. Hey, welcome, Slinger. Well, good. Yeah, he got therapy, he got some classes. I think he got some jail, like okay, this This is your cousin? That was not blood related. And did you go? Okay, yeah. So you got 6 days. Yes, they broke it up, allowed him to go on weekends so he doesn't lose his job. And but now we're hearing about. Okay, how was the date, Julia? Come on, we're all on pins and needles. So just Middleton's not doing anything. Yes, let's hope the power doesn't go out. Otherwise, that would be bad. All right. And that girlfriend is not you, correct, Julia? Okay, no, I didn't go with him. Okay, just asking. I don't know. You know, it's not blood related. I don't know. Griggsy, you left out
Whoever
your
gets
quotation marks
that
around
case, might wanna look at the
accidentally.
whole case. Whichever PO gets it.
Leslie, I have to say, I love where your priorities lie. I really do. You know what? I gotta say, yes. Hoping the power doesn't go out because otherwise, you can't stream. See, folks, that's commitment. Love it. Love it.
The right word is emotional, both happy and sad. When I see stuff
Wait,
with
what?
Gina's name on it, there was a report in that old file from Gina.
An aunt.
worked on it.
That would be your cousin. Her son would be your
Good
cousin.
memories.
What am I missing? Okay, Beth, we need to hear
Well, she was one of
more.
our probation agents and she passed away several years ago. And she was very good at her job and very well respected and
Didn't know she
we all
was a
yes,
step
we all
cousin.
miss her. So the same way I feel about Melissa Halleck.
Yes, I am seeing that. Leslie gets the gold star for her
That's
for her
right.
answer.
Wasn't it on the road, that was right on the road from where I stayed with Dad.
On Silver Street.
It was like literally not even a mile from my house.
All right. Guess we're all opening up about our family skeletons now here. All right.
I'm going through cancer, so I can't get a job.
How old is kid? How old is a
Make their
kid?
way in the world.
I do find it there, Kel Murray.
Okay. This is my last one.
Yeah.
I have a meeting at noon, but this is our last.
Yes.
Do we have a witness for our
Thank you.
hearing this afternoon?
He'll be in via Zoom. Dave Pruitt from Total Court.
Okay, very good.
All right, Cindy, just make something up then for our entertainment, please. Maybe, let's see. Wait, in the state of Georgia, you can marry your first cousin, just not your first double cousin? I'm going to say I don't understand what that means. And I don't think I'm alone. Oh. Juicy. Okay, great-grandfather, his biological son showed up at great-grandmother's wake and nobody knew? Yeah, Callie, I don't know what's it. Yes. Okay. Okay, it's good. I'm glad I'm not alone here. Cindy. Wait, so Zachary, do you know what a double cousin is then? Super ultra double mega cousin. Yeah. Okay. 2 siblings from one family marry 2 siblings from another family, and both couples have children. That's a double cousin. So does Quinn have it right? So like brothers marrying sisters is a double cousin, and you can't double first cousins are the children. I never even heard of a double cousin, a first double cousin. I never heard of a double cousin. This is, see, we learned something new today. A double cousin. Wow. Yes, Dwight, I think so. I think Cindy's holding out on us. I think so. Yeah, I never knew about double cousins. Is anyone here from Arkansas or like West Virginia or someplace like that? And maybe can shed some insight.
Ready to go?
Yeah, sorry. Sometimes it happens. We know what a double cousin. I've never even heard of the term double cousin before, and I'm in my late 20s. You know, you'd think I would have heard about something like that by now, being as old as I am. Yeah, I think we need some dueling banjos here, and I'm just letting this stream here from Judge Middleton. When I say this, I don't even know what goes on. I stopped watching after a while, so that's right. I said late 20s. Yes, Beth. I don't think that's what they mean when they say double cousins. I don't think so. In Arkansas, you can't marry your double sister. Okay. Wait, Grandma Diggs. Hang on. Let me process this. My grandfather and his brother married my grandmother and her sister, my aunt. Okay. So then are you...
Right. This is another sentence. We
double
read
cousins?
Fit these two into Mr. Gibson's schedule this morning. We completed one. This next one is People versus Stephen McClish. File number is 24777SD. It was originally charged as
one set of girl
operating with a
twins
high
married
blood
one set of
alcohol
boy twins,
level and
so
open
they both
intox
had
in a
kids
motor
the same
vehicle.
year and all lived
The matter
together.
was
So the
pled to
kids
the
are double
plain old
cousins.
fashioned charge of operating while intoxicated.
Amazing.
First offense.
Amazing.
Mr. McClish is here with his lawyer, Mr. Gibson.
Well, that feels...
And Autumn Kiefer is here. From
makes
the
me feel
probation
much better,
department.
Laura
She's
Jane.
prepared the screening report. Mr. Gibson, what would you like me to know?
That I don't live with my niece.
The defendant understands that, this is not.
All his relationships with all his
something
nieces are very normal and appropriate.
This is not something he needed, obviously, and now he's here again before the court for something that he struggled with in the past. But I think the defendant, he recognizes that this is the first and last time that this can happen. He's got a job and he needs to maintain his driver's license to be able to have.
Maybe that makes them double brother
deal with
cousins.
suspensions.
You ever think of that?
And so I think the defendant recognizes that this was a terrible mistake and he can't continue with this. This needs to be as I said, the last time he gets in trouble for something like this. So I'm asking the court to sentence the defendant to probation and to give him an opportunity to get this past him and to deal with any substance abuse problems that he has. Thank you.
Okay, explain it to us, Kel Marie. If you teach it to us all, then you'll learn it. Like you never learn something quite as well as until you have to teach it.
Autumn, did
So
you see a driving record?
I did not.
I should have one and I don't. Jenny or Shayna, would you give me a driving record in Mr. McClish's file? I was reviewing the file earlier and I forgot to ask for one. There should be one in here, but there isn't.
yes,
I want to,
welcome
because he's gonna end
to
up being
the
suspended.
white trash
Um,
side.
So I'd like a driving record in Stephen Earl McClish, if you could email it to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
or
Double cousin
add it to
experts.
Monday's
Can you
file.
answer Laura Jane's question there? Because
Mr. McClish, what would you like me to know?
she, like me, has never heard of
I
double
made a
cousins prior
mistake
to
and
the stream today.
I'm
And
trying
she's
to better
59 and
myself.
11/12 years
Move
old.
on from this.
Happy birthday next month.
Well,
by
that's a
the way.
good attitude. Are you still working as a union carpenter?
Yes, sir.
Where's your project right now?
Right north of the airport in Kalamazoo, just across the street from the airport. Zoletis.
All right, that sounds like a good gig. Now, do you work most of the year or do you have projects and you get laid off between the next one?
It depends. This job, I've been there almost a year now, and I've at least got another year there.
What do you make an hour?
Almost 30.
We have a way to get back. to
Oh,
work.
but
I'm working on getting that figured out once I lose my license. My cousin works there.
All right. Well, we tend to minimize things. This is bad. Bad.
siblings and
You're a 3.
see, I don't even know. I've never heard of a double cousin. So is there
You're
such a thing as a
almost at the
triple
level
cousin?
Where you have to go to the hospital, drinking Coors Light. Now, that's about 57 Coors Lights, but you were also drinking Fireball shots,
57 Coors Lights?
which got your BAC up there. And you're like, I remember
At what point do you
everything and everything
die?
was good. You got your 3 little dogs in the car. You got open silver bullet next to you. You got a roach and a marijuana pipe in there. And you run a red light right in front of a police officer. Right there by Harding's. And it's like, well, okay, it wasn't that bad. It was bad.
Oh, I agree with you.
That's a very, very high blood alcohol level, which means you have a lot of tolerance to alcohol. You also have a couple prior alcohol offenses. So we had discussed potential sobriety court placement here, which could allow you to keep a restricted driver's license. Autumn,
Yeah, I don't know.
remember why we didn't.
Because the 2020 case was dismissed up in Lake County.
So
Technically, this is only.
a first,
And this guy's
well,
not
this
as
is a
messed
second, but
up
his
as.
Previous one was
20 years ago, yeah. Here's the driving.
Doesn't
record,
seem to
so let's
be-
take a look.
Yeah, this guy does sound like a party. I think both these guys are messed up like my Amazon algorithm. I'm just kidding. Nothing is as messed up as my Amazon algorithm. Thank you very much. Me and my sea creature footwear boutique.
He has a valid license and a motorcycle endorsement.
I'm pretty sure that's what he said. I don't know if it
Right
was all.
now,
I
he's
mean, that's what I'm
driving around
guessing is all at
625
once.
permit.
I don't know. Drew, it's just all about the sacrifices that I make for your entertainment, Julie Marie. Much like the sacrifices it takes to be an Olympic
He has
athlete,
a speeding.
for example,
In Kalamazoo in 2020.
Marta Menegatti and Valentina.
Driving out
Walter.
of Baldwin,
That's
which is
Valentina's
Lake
last name.
County, not Lake City. Shows on his driving record. Then he has a 2012 operating while impaired here in Centerville.
Valentina
So-
Gartati.
There's an impaired driving conviction.
They
on his
sacrificed a
driving
lot to
record.
get to the Olympics.
It wasn't dropped. Well, it says nollie.
2020 was nollied out of Lake County.
Original charge.
Thanks,
outright
Julia
knowledge
Marie.
By liquor, trial.
Small price to pay for
non-process.
having weird stuff
Conviction date,
pop up.
6/25/20. I don't know. It shows as a,
Well, now it just pops up. I don't even have to look for it.
OWI was Nolly.
Yeah, I wasn't supposed to say that part out loud.
Firearm possession under the influence and open container was also Nolly.
That's what I was charged with.
well, impaired driving shows up on your driving record.
Yeah, actually, you know that squirrel finger
It's not
puppet
Lake
thing?
City. Lake City is Misaki.
There's
County.
another thing that has
There's
like
also Lake
squirrels,
County,
dogs, cats,
Indiana.
panda, like all sorts
This
of other
is
things, like a 5-pack
Baldwin
in addition to the
is
squirrel, 4 other
county
animals.
seat of.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the stuff I'm getting. Well, I mean, you gotta,
Lake County.
Is that?
I mean, if you
something
really
that
want to
could be a
appreciate the
mistake on his
sport,
driving
Beth,
record?
you gotta
It could be, but it shows a conviction.
You know,
Then it says.
you gotta watch it from all the angles.
0 points, Nolly. So I can't tell. Yeah, it was Lake County, which is the county seat. So I don't know what that is, but if you looked at his drive, anyway. Looks like it was.
No,
dismissed
I did not buy them.
correctly on other charges.
The impaired was.
Maybe I should post my
dismissed,
P.O.
and I
box
pled
in the,
guilty to possession of a
community
firearm on
tab.
tax deed.
All right.
And see who wants to buy me stuff. I'll do an unboxing.
Anyway,
Someone suggested
sure
that.
looks like it.
I'm warming up to the idea.
Anyway, you probably could benefit from sobriety court because you have a terrible alcohol problem. And B, it would allow you to get a driver's license to drive back and forth to work. However.
That's what you
as
think
a
about,
union
Leslie? You don't think
carpenter
about
that
the
works
sacrifice,
on
the hard work?
different job sites, the logistics of it would be very hard for you to do. To do your testing, to do
that's
your appearing for treatment.
not a bad idea.
counseling.
Wearing sea
So,
creature
The
sandals while I do
probation could
finger
actually
puppet
cause you to
shows.
Lose your job. So although you'd be right in our wheelhouse for sobriety. court,
Of course I
I
did.
don't think we're able
Of
to
course.
make it
Of
work.
course I do. Really? You don't want to
So
waste
what do
your
I
money
do?
on this crap, though. I don't want to know. Because then I'll feel,
It's
yeah, I
just
don't know.
4 years
I don't know.
ago, you were.
Like I said, I'm warming up to the idea. I'm not there yet.
done. Here, you're just, what
I saw what you did there. It wasn't a rock.
struck me about this is just how much
Hi, Rosalind. Welcome.
business as usual this was. This was just another day. for
Rosalind,
you
if you
hanging out with your
could all just
uncle,
briefly just
driving
tell
around
us in the
with
chat
your
there
dogs,
how you're
drinking
feeling
shots
about
and
the
beers.
Italian women's beach volleyball team being eliminated this
was
past Sunday from
nothing
competition.
remarkable. And that.
Yeah,
scares me.
that's another thing too.
Autumn, what else would you like me to know?
Just that I do feel that we're dealing with a severe alcohol issue that needs to be addressed. I did
Wait.
question
57
the
Coors Lights.
charges
It's
he's out,
severe.
and he did state to me
Prosecutors
that
are
alcohol wasn't
always
involved in that
exaggerating.
case, but normally with the rest of the
Always
alcohol on the
exaggerating.
criminal history, I was to assume there was. So he tells me there wasn't. I think we're dealing with a problem that needs to be addressed quickly and thoroughly. If not, I have a feeling we're gonna see him in here again for the same charge. So that's why the lengthy probation was warranted in the case.
All right, I'm this close. I am this close.
So it's a lot of.
I need
sobriety
like
court
seriously like
type
about
supervision,
150 more watch
except
hours,
Not,
and then
I believe they're just going to restrict his driver's license because it was valid at the time of the offense, but I won't be able to know that until this one hits.
I do not want a cat
well, he refused
butt
the
tissue
PET.
dispenser
I didn't know if
thing.
that-
It doesn't
No.
look like that was actually entered into lien.
I do not
All
want
right,
that.
So they cut him, but an OUIL is gonna suspend his license. He's got a very good job.
Me too, Clover. That's why I'm not buying that stuff. Only 30.
Well,
Zachary, lightweight. This guy had
all right.
57. You just want me to write a review. but I can't fit my hand in the.
That driving record troubles me.
Uh,
24-month probation. It could be
Okay,
discharged at
Kelmer,
the
you
end
get
of
me.
12.
I do definitely want. Who doesn't want to glow in the dark
11
octopus?
days jail.
Seriously.
Credit 2, leaving 9 days to serve.
Yeah, cat tissue. No,
Of the
no.
11 days ordered,
But a glow in the dark octopus.
7 are deferred. You
Come
got a weekend
on.
in jail.
Who can resist?
I'm gonna order the victim impact panel.
Yeah, I don't need a cat tissue
No
dispenser.
drugs and no alcohol. This is easy to say, hard to do.
I saw what you did
Substance
there.
abuse counseling and treatment and drug and alcohol testing. It's lawful for adults in Michigan to smoke marijuana.
Tom in Alaska.
Marijuana probably going on in the car also.
We're watching-
Which also would affect your ability to
I
drive.
don't even know what we're watching. This guy
Um,
had 57 beers. The guy before really loves his niece. And I find the chat
become so
really loves
cavalier about
women's
very high
Olympic
blood
beach
alcohol
volleyball.
levels, because we see
So I
so
think
many
you're
of
caught
them,
up to date.
but it's a small percentage of the population that could get to a 0.3 blood alcohol level and operate a car.
There is not.
People would either get
Not
sick
anymore.
or fall asleep well before they got their blood alcohol that high. I'm gonna make the fine 0. You got enough to do here. $75 crime victims' rights fee, $50 state minimum fee, $100 screening fee, $150 attorney fee, $960 probation oversight fee, which could be cut in half by $480, $120 police reimbursement, and the victim impact panel.
See everyone, I just want everyone to know,
$32.
everyone to
Drinking,
see.
Driving is inexpensive.
I have a box
proposition.
and the
This is,
tissues just come out right here.
This is
see?
with 0.
I'll even waste
fine.
one to show you. See that?
And sometimes they're as much.
comes
as
right out of the box.
$2,000. This commercial. that
No
says drink
need
and
to
drive and
extract
pay
it from a cat's
$10,000.
anus. Okay?
It's not too far from being on the money. 125
Octopus,
plus
yes.
100
Cat tissue
plus 150
dispenser.
plus
No.
960 plus 120 police
Just wanna
reimbursement
show everyone
plus
that.
$32. 1487.
Yeah, I'm a size 10 and a half.
You spend
So go larger, go
at least
11 if
that
you
much
have to.
on beer in a year. So the fact that you won't be able to drink alcohol
Yeah, lobster
Well,
shoes.
help pay these fines and costs. You do have a 2010% bond. And as I said earlier, the court keeps 10% of the 10% bond. So track 180 from that
That's why we're talking over him.
is 1307. And if we subtract 480 from that, to do this in a year, it would be.
It's not good for beach
827.
volleyball,
So it isn't
though.
as bad as it sounds, but it is pretty expensive. The big thing is you can't drink any alcohol and you can't use any marijuana, and we're gonna test to make sure, and no driving unless licensed.
It's
This is a probation.
Rocktopus. Let's get it right, ladies.
So if things change, that he gets suspended and he gonna lose his job, perhaps we could morph it back into sobriety court. I'm very interested in what really happened in Lake County, because they report an impaired driving on your driving record. But I think your version of it is probably
Thank you, Calmarie.
accurate.
Thank
How do
you.
I work on getting that
Set
taken
these people
off?
straight.
Oh, well, they didn't either suspend or impair your license.
No, didn't
So-
do anything.
So
Yeah, am I right?
they didn't give you any sanctions, so I guess either.
Judge,
I'm
if he gets
misreading the
cured,
record,
then
But when you look at.
we have to go
it, it
elsewhere for
certainly looks
content.
like,
So
An impaired, why would they put on there it was an OUIL reduced to impaired and then non-lacrosse? It would normally wouldn't even show up, so, but they didn't issue any restriction or sanction, so.
okay, and
Contact the
what did you do? What was the
Secretary of State.
charge, Griggsy? Don't
But
on.
right now, we treat it as though it didn't exist.
You're-
but
you're burying the lead there.
All right, you got a weekend in jail to do, which is actually a gift.
There's 57 beers in
There's some
one weekend in
hung over
jail.
Your head, but
Commit crime and
I want you to go, and Ms. Kiefer
you
should get you
don't
started
have
on
to
this
be
probation.
lonely.
Thank you.
You can always call the Secretary of State or go there and just ask them if that is for sure, like not a conviction.
And maybe we can confirm from Lake County what that actually is.
Just go downstairs, and I'll meet you down there.
I agree. The charge was disorderly
Thank you,
conduct,
Mr.
and the reason
Gibson.
for the 8 years was 3 new
Thank you. Good
judges
luck to you, ma'am.
and a new defense
All right,
lawyer.
a couple of cases that both involve alcohol, resulting in.
All right. There you go. There you go. So remember, love your niece, love your uncle, but keep it classy, folks. Keep it classy. That's all. That's all I'm going to say. And, speaking of keeping it classy, let's just enjoy a walk down memory lane here with the Italian women's beach volleyball team. Look at that. Teamwork, camaraderie, slapping each other on the butt. Look at that. An inspiration to us all. There they are. Look at that. Giving each other high fives and props. I guess that's not a high five. But sadly, they had to hug goodbye. And all good things must come to an end. So, tissue from the box. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. It says right here they were ranked Women's Beach Volleyball Olympic Rankings. Valentina Gottardi and Marta Menegatti, Italy, were ranked 12th going in. They lost to number 1 here, USA, Kelly Chang and Sarah Hughes. But I'm just going to tell you that Menegatti and Valentina Gottardi are always going to be number 1 to all of us here at Viva Las Vegas. So with that, we will bid a fond, we'll say ciao. We'll say arrivederci in honor of, and I just want to let them know that Marta Menegatti and Valentina Gottardi, you are always welcome here on Viva Las Vegas 2.0. Okay, all of our subscribers, we have varied interests. So if you want to come on here and discuss women's Olympic beach volleyball, we are happy to discuss it. And the Olympics are here in Los Angeles in 2028. And I'm just saying, if you don't want to stay in the Olympic Village, it's like a 4 or 5 hour drive, and I got room here. I know it's a long commute, but we can make it work. And so keep training, keep chasing the dreams of Olympic gold. And again, we will say ciao. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching. And I'll think about the PO box in the community tab. All right. Goodbye.